grab an ugly sweater and get into a politically charged argument with that one weird uncle because it's Christmas. And you know what that means? It's Hallmark Christmas movie season. Yay! Now, if you don't know, Christmas is Hallmark's like shit. Like, it is Hallmark's time to shine. They wait all year for this. They don't even wait all year for it. I think in July they have like a Christmas in July thing where they just do like a week of like Christmas movies. Like they don't give a shit. They know where their money's at and they're just shoving it at you. Now, what you might not know is people go hard for the Hallmark Christmas movies. Like, any woman over like 55 probably has like a couple of Hallmark Christmas movies that they just have to watch each year. Like, I was unaware of this until talking to my mother-in-law, but like Hallmark Christmas movies almost have like a cult-like following. Like people ride or die for Hallmark Christmas. And it's such a weird, like, unexpected obsession that I was like, you know what? I gotta talk about it. So grab your festive Christmas blanket and let's just get into it. People go so hard for Hallmark Christmas movies that there are even specialty products to help aid you in the enjoyment of that movie. There's blankets, sweatshirts, all kinds of stuff, which, you know, is pretty like surface level, like every fandom has that kind of thing. But, you know, I still wouldn't really expect it for, you know, Hallmark Christmas movies. But that made me wonder, like, you know, if people are doing that, like what else are they doing? Before we really get into the meat of the Hallmark Christmas movies, we got to go over the different types of movies. So in my unprofessional opinion, there are 3 types of Hallmark Christmas movies. The first is the most common. That is your hardworking business lady leaves the city and goes to some small town where she meets a folksy blue-collar, flannel-wearing man that teaches her the wonders of Christmas. And suddenly she realizes that she doesn't need to work so hard, you know? Like, you know, Christmas isn't here. The second type, also pretty common, not as common, is just the old reversal. We got your hardworking businessman that has to go to some small town where he meets a whimsical Christmas-loving lady and learns to, like, just chill the hell out. Those 2 types also usually have, like, you know, the business dad of whoever the main character is, and the main character has to, like, you know, tell business dad that they're not going to do the bad business decision. In fact, they're going to do the good small town Christmas business decision that's going to be even more financially profitable than the bad business decision. And then the third type is kind of a curveball. That is your main character dies or is in like a near-death situation, and they get a second chance at life by being a guardian angel of sort. And usually the goal of their guardian angelness is that they got to get like some couple together, like save a family from like breaking apart or something, and then they get their second chance at life. It's good variety. 3 choices, what more do you need? Now, like most things with the big fandom, they want somewhere to go to be able to talk about it with like-minded fans and maybe see some of their favorite actors, and that's why there are actually Hallmark conventions. I think there's just general Hallmark conventions, but then I know there's also like specifically Hallmark Christmas conventions where you go, they have all the like big actors there that you can meet and greet. And there's, of course, all the Hallmark Christmas products, and there's usually like a big thing about like lighting the Christmas lights up. It's a whole thing. It's really pretty wild. I had no idea, like, I was watching video of some of these conventions because it's somewhat of a new thing. From what I saw specifically, there's one, I think, just called Christmas Con. And I think it started in like 2019, so like relatively new, but it looks very popular. And from the videos I watched of some of the conventions, it's like exactly the people you would expect to see, like, again, just your older like women, but there's also a weird amount of like younger people, way more like guys than I thought. And like, you know, not just like the husbands or boyfriends that are dragged there. There's just like actual fans, which, you know, good for them. But yeah, big thing is Hallmark conventions. I've only seen like I've seen a lot of the Hallmark movies in like bits and pieces, like just in passing, because my mother-in-law always has it on. So I'll like walk through the living room and catch like a snippet of it. And then I'll walk back through later and get like another snippet. And like, believe it or not, these movies are not all that complicated. So it's not hard to piece what's going on. And I just can't picture, like, no offense to these actors, I have not seen one performance where I'm like, oh my God, I must see more. Like, I can't picture getting obsessed with these actors, but I don't know, to each their own. It's great. I'm glad people are enjoying it. But, you know, let's say con isn't good enough for you. You want something bigger, something better. You want to be stuck on a ship with your favorite Hallmark celebrities so they can't get away from you. Well, then good news. This year, they started a Hallmark cruise. A Hallmark Christmas cruise, I'm sorry. The Christmas part is very important. They created a Hallmark Christmas cruise that's so popular that it just booked immediately. Like, so quickly that they actually made a second booking that, again, booked immediately. And from that, they actually, they've already confirmed they're doing it next year. They might have already, you might be able to book it now if they even have spots left. And this cruise includes like all your regular cruise stuff, but again, it's specifically Christmas themed. So you have a lot of the popular actors from the Christmas movies are on the ship, you know, right where they can't get away from you. And they also do, again, a big like Christmas light show, just, you know, generic Christmas activities. But yeah, Christmas cruises. Who knew? Now, like every fandom, you have your fun fandom-themed products, you have your conventions and meet and greets, but what fandom isn't complete without controversies? Now, you might be wondering, what controversies could Hallmark possibly get into? Well, buckle up, Buttercup, because we're about to get into it. In 2019, Hallmark aired a commercial by Zola, which is a wedding planning website. Hallmark didn't make this commercial, they just aired it on their network. The commercial featured two brides who kissed. And guess what? A huge portion of Hallmark's audience just lost their shit. They were livid that two women could be in love. And so Hallmark very quickly pulled the commercial. They just instantly pulled it, which, surprise, surprise, made, you know, the other side, the LGBT community, lose their shit on like, how dare they pull this commercial? This is homophobic and like all this other stuff, which Hallmark shouldn't have pulled the commercial, right? Like, it was silly. Just, you know, you just gotta double down because now they're in trouble with both sides. An article from 2019 reads, Hallmark's rapid reversal on a same-sex marriage advertisement is a reflection of how rapidly the cross-currents of social media can change, and a lesson for brands on how responding to online feedback can be a double-edged sword in the age of Twitter. The article continues to say, Hallmark's announcement Sunday that it would reinstate a commercial from a wedding planning site, Zola, showing a lesbian couple kissing came less than a week after its early decision to stop running the ad, following online petitions for two conservative groups objecting to the commercial. So basically what happened is Hallmark aired the commercial, and then two conservative groups immediately made like a petition to have it pulled, which Hallmark did very quickly. And then that instantly ignited the LGBT community to get irritated and want the commercial put back. So again, there's just no winning with Hallmark. Like, Hallmark was between a rock and a hard place. Like, they should have just left the commercial up, in my opinion, and just like double down on it. But this is what you get when you try to please everyone. The article continues saying, after Hallmark pulled the ad, it faced an online firestorm. Hashtags such as #boycott Hallmark gained traction, and the company was criticized by LGBT rights groups and celebrities, including Ellen DeGeneres, ooh, that didn't age well, who tweeted, "Isn't it almost 2020 at Hallmark Channel? What are you thinking? Please explain. We're all ears." So that's one controversy down. Hallmark, you know, got in a fight with the conservatives and the gays. So you think they, you know, maybe would be more like conscious of different groups that they might offend, but you'd be wrong. So, okay, that's controversy one. What's controversy two? Well, Hallmark comes after old people next. In fact, from my understanding, this is a current lawsuit that started October of this year and is still going. A former Hallmark casting agent filed a lawsuit alleging that Lisa Hamilton Daly, a top executive at the network, wanted to replace old people with younger stars. The lawsuit claims that Daly told a former employee not to cast old people because our leading ladies are aging out. So basically, what this is alleging is that this executive is wanting to get rid of their older stars. They want to just toss them out, you know, take them to pasture and start having new, hip, younger stars. Obviously, that's a bad look. From my understanding, the lawsuit is still ongoing, so I hope something good comes out of it. Like, that seems kind of, from my understanding, a lot of these stars are pretty, like, beloved and have been, like, ride or die, like, there for the network. Have been in, like, so many movies, so it seems kind of shit, if you will, to just throw them out like they're nothing. But, well, I don't know. We'll find out, I guess. Now, you might have picked up since Hallmark aired that lesbian commercial that they absolutely have no morals anymore. They're just out the door. Obviously, Hallmark's peddling the devil's propaganda now. That's why in 2021, a lot of Hallmark bigwigs parted ways so they could start their own channel with Christian morals and traditional families. So basically what happened is it seemed like some of the Hallmark bigwigs and actors were getting kind of upset how liberal Hallmark was getting, you know, by having like movies with like same-sex couples, mixed couples, that sort of thing. They jumped ship and they bought the Great American Country channel, and they kind of just rebranded and relaunched it as the GAC channel. And this is more or less, I like to call it Republican Hallmark. You tell me why. It focuses on Christian-centric traditional values. So all their movies have like, you know, your traditional couples. There's no same-sex marriage, nothing like that. If I had to guess, I'd probably say it's pretty white. I don't know. I haven't looked at it. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. And there's a weird amount of actors and actresses that jump ship from Hallmark to go be on this channel because they were also upset about the same-sex couples in some of these movies, which is just wild. It just tickles me to no end that there's like infighting in the Hallmark channel of all things, to the point that they're like, friendships are over, families are separated, and they go and start their own channel. But that's it. As far as I know, that's all the hot Hallmark tea that I got to spill. Hallmark has such an image of being such a wholesome, clean, like, just fluffy channel that it's funny to me that all these controversies have really happened in the last, like, 5 years. Like, they kept their nose clean for so long, and now they're just in the mud with all the rest of us. So what's your favorite Hallmark Christmas movie that your grandma definitely made you watch? I tell you what, there's so many of these freaking movies. Like, they make, I'm pretty sure they do it so, like, every week of December, there's, like, a new, I think they release a new movie on, like, Fridays or something like that. Like, they're just churning these out. There is a wealth of Hallmark Christmas movies. So, you know, if you just have it on, odds are eventually you'll find one that kind of hits. Like, I know it happened to me. I was walking through and I was like, oh, hold up. He's a little Scandinavian guy and he's got a funky little troll wood carving that he's trying to figure out the origin of. I didn't watch it, but I asked my mother-in-law that evening how it ended, and good news, guys, they got together. I know you'd never believe a movie like that the couple would get together at the end, but they did. They did, thank God. So thanks for sticking around for this little holiday ramble, guys. I really appreciate it. Comment your favorite bad Christmas movie down below. Maybe it's a Hallmark Christmas movie. I don't know your life. But until then, like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!